6:01 to go, third period here in Game 7 of the Mountain Division semifinal. The Steelheads have a 2-1 lead and trying to fight off desperation from the Americans here in the final minutes of the final period. Brian McCormick and Will Hull here with you. Americans win the face-off. Left wing half wall pass comes in front for Guptill, shot deflected in front, and save made by DeRosier on Asachuk. I believe Guptill's initial shot hit Asachuk as he looks like he's shaken up heading back to the bench, but DeRosier still had to make a stop on the rebound. Here come the Steelheads on the break, White behind the defense, and on Patterson, a shot stopped. And Patterson will hang on for the whistle as A.J. White snuck behind the D, and Jake Patterson makes his most important stop of the night. Based on the way this series has gone, Will, we could have pretty much been sure that in Game 7 with the stakes this high, we had a good opportunity of seeing a goaltending duel tonight, and we are.
Absolutely, both goalies on top of their games here in the third period. Look at that save from Rosie off the deflection. A.J. White gets behind the defense, nice opportunity himself. Brian, I didn't see, based off that replay, I didn't see who passed it ahead to him. That was a beautiful pass, though.
And now, after focusing on the A.J. White portion of it, I've forgotten myself. Maybe he can do it again for us. We won't miss it a second time. Here's Cole Yulee off the offensive zone face-off win behind the net, tried to wrap it in front. He was turned aside at the side of the net by Mike Gunn. Now French has it below the goal line. Gives out to the left point, Hanna. He'll send it right back behind the net. As Yulee had the puck bounce over his stick, Gunn after it, can pass it ahead on the left wing side for Moore. The Americans will make their way out to center. Here's Moore on the left wing. Over the Idaho line, fakes the shot, walks to the middle, and got a wrist shot off that missed the net wide. Near half wall down from the right point, Roy held in for the Americans. Bethune plays it back for Roy at the right point. He'll play it down to the right wing corner, and Foggett. Matthew Foggett centers one in front. He was looking for more. It was deflected away. Good defensive stick by Charlie Dodaro as the puck goes all the way back into Allen territory.
Nice active stick there. Kind of get a little deflection on it.
Here come the Americans again. Bethune on the right wing with 4:45 to go in regulation time. Bethune pickpocketed by Tommy Thompson. Now Bethune rubs Thompson off the puck again as the Americans try to get possession. They do. Right point thrower. Now left point, Balhorn, a shot intentionally wide off the side of the net, came in front. And DeRosier, a good play to poke it away from Schmier. And now it's skated out to center by Brassard. He'll touch it down into the Allen zone. Will it be far enough for icing? Yes, it will. As getting back to it first was Dalton Thrower, and Brady Brassard looked like he thought that Jake Patterson might come out and play it a little bit and maybe could have negated the icing, but that's not the ruling. Right now we see our play of the game, and it's, to this point, the game-winning goal if this score holds up. Tommy Thompson.
Beautiful feed from Steve McParland. I didn't see there, though. Brady Brassard got it to Stevie on that goal, too.
Yes, he did.
A little pass, bang it home.
4:23 to go in the third period. Steelheads will make that Thompson goal hold up as the Americans out shooting the Steelheads 30-29. Thompson able to force the puck out to center. Now he'll skate after it as it trickles back into Americans ice. Campagna behind his own net will skate ahead. All 5 Steelheads out to the neutral zone. Campagna gets past the first 2. Into the Idaho end, left wing, dropped it left point. Drive by Chouinard off the shaft of the stick of DeRosier. And deflects behind the net. And now Chatham up the near wall can backhand it all the way back into the Allen zone. This will not be far enough for icing as Chouinard picks it up behind his own cage and shakes off forecheck pressure from White. Pass through center as Pachiro on the right wing. His wrister goes wide of the net. Schmier left wing half wall, tried to center one, intercepted by Sweetman. He'll fire it down the ice. This will be icing. As back forward is Gunn, the whistle will sound. 3:38 to go, third period. Steelheads protecting a 2-1 lead, looking to move on to the second round of the Kelly Cup playoffs. Back after a 30-second break on the Idaho Steelhead Radio Network.
Ryan, 3:38 to go in this third period, a 1-goal lead. Look for the Steelheads to utilize really quick shifts here. Get some fresh legs on and off the ice.
Steelheads will have Connor Chatham for this defensive zone face-off against Spencer Asachuk. The draw to the right of DeRosier. Off the face-off, Americans win it. Left point, it's Mikowski. Takes a hit from White. Guptill in the high slot. Had the puck knocked off his stick. It's taken by Nevins. He'll skate it to center. Jack Nevins over the red line. Dumps it down into Allen ice. Back forward is Mikowski. Steelheads get a change, as Will predicted, is through center. Mikowski tripped up, play allowed to continue. Steelheads back the other way. They have a 2-on-1. Yulee and French. Left wing Yulee delays for French and chipped it just wide. At the side of the net, Patterson will dive on top of the loose puck and get the whistle. And the Allen Americans want to know why there's no tripping penalty as Mikowski went down the neutral zone. And I'll tell you what, Will, part of the reason perhaps we've already seen an embellishment call on the Americans earlier in this game.
Yep.
And there's been a lot of discussion in this series, Steve Martinson, between himself and the referees. And you wonder if that's a political game between the coaches and the referees on both sides throughout the series. Those discussions over the course of 7 games, those can affect calls late in third periods.
Absolutely. I think you hit it on the nail, Brian. Throughout the entire series, and probably you can make an argument the entire season. Heard a lot from Steve Martinson.
3:10 to go, third period. Steelheads still have the 2-1 lead as French very nearly made it a 3-1 lead. Puck behind the Allen net, found by Chouinard. He'll send it up the left wing boards. Now he has it again. Chouinard has Fauguette over the Idaho line. Right circle. Now high slot. Bethune, a shot. And that's off the shaft of the stick of DeRosier again. Loose puck behind the Idaho net, picked up by French. Now Sweetman, or pardon me, Faust right corner. Threw it to the blue line. It was held in by Chouinard. Dumped down behind the net. Harstad gets to it. And he'll backhand one down the ice. This is going to be icing on the Steelheads again with 2:35 to go in regulation time, and the Steelheads inching their way towards the second round of the playoffs. .236 to go in the third period. Certainly too early to take Jake Patterson, but we may not have another face-off before Patterson would come, so we're going to have to keep an eye on the Allen net.
Just going to ask you, when is too soon in this situation for Allen?
I'd say the minute 40 mark, you're probably looking.
Yep.
Face-off is to DeRosier's right. Jefferson Dahl and Casey Pierro-Zabatel for the face-off. And off the draw, Steelheads control. Harstad behind his own net, throws it up the near boards and all the way down. It was touched by Eric Roy, so no icing. Patterson will stop it behind his own net. Mikowski has to come get it. All 5 Steelheads waiting in the neutral zone as Mikowski skates to center. He gives for Pierro-Zabatel on the left wing. Into the Idaho zone, stripped of the puck by Brassard. It's sent right back out to the neutral zone. Now 2:15 to go in the third period. Steelheads trailed this series 3-0. They've won 3 straight, looking to become the second team in ECHL history to overcome a 3-game series deficit to win. And the crowd at CenturyLink Arena can feel it coming. Guptill sends it into the Idaho zone. Left wing side, Pierro-Zabatel swats it below the goal line. Schmier has it. Now in the trapezoid, Pierro-Zabatel. He'll feed the right point, Mikowski. Mikowski back to Pierro-Zabatel. Is intercepted by McParland and sent all the way down the ice. This will be icing again on the Steelheads. And with 1:38 to go in the third period, Will, if you're Steve Martinson, do you take your timeout now and do you take Jake Patterson now?
I think you got to be aggressive. Nothing to lose here, Brian. Your season's on the line. You got to be aggressive.
And Jake Patterson's thinking the same thing we are. He's drifting very, very slowly towards the bench. And he will step off. The Allen American net is empty with 1:38 left in Game 7. And the Steelheads protecting a 2-1 lead in front of Philippe DeRosier. Americans have Moore, Pachiro, Asachuk, Fauguette, Chouinard, and Mikowski, the 6 skaters out. Off the face-off, Steelheads control, and Chatham will backhand it all the way down. It's a foot race, Chouinard and McParland. And McParland's going to get there first to beat out the icing call. The puck got in too deep, Chouinard, as McParland couldn't get a shot at the empty net. But now McParland killing some time before he's finally stripped of the puck by Chouinard. 1:20 left in regulation time. Moore through center on the left wing, stood up by Dodaro, but the puck stays in the zone. Now it's punched out to center, AJ White gets it out. Fauguette will bring it back in on the right wing side. Matthew Fauguette, sharp goal shot, save! Rebound front, save made by DeRosier! And he'll hang on for the whistle!
Wow.
Everyone on their feet at CenturyLink Arena as Philippe DeRosier, a desperation save to keep this a 2-1 game.
I don't know how he did that, Brian.
Fauguette had the initial shot, the rebound was kicked out to the middle. And Guptill was in the area, Spencer Asachuk was in the area, and DeRosier with the reaction gets across from left to right.
Gets his right leg on the rebound right there on the doorstep.
And just able to stuff it right off the blade of Spencer Asachuk. Allen net remains empty with 1:05 left in regulation time. Face-off is in the Idaho zone again to DeRosier's right. And the Americans are going to call their timeout right now, and Steve Martinson will draw something up. They pulled Jake Patterson with 1:40 left on the clock, but they didn't take their timeout. They just went with it. But now they will draw something up, and Neil Graham's going to draw something up as well. Will, as the Steelheads, certainly they've done a great job defensively in this game, notwithstanding that chance for Asachuk in front moments ago. But we can be sure the Steelheads are going to be defensive-minded here in the 1:05 that remains, and we've said it all game long. The Steelheads have not hesitated to hoist the puck down the ice. They have not been worried about icing calls. They won't worry about it here either. As they send out their top two shutdown defensemen in Corbin Baldwin and Charlie Dodaro, and the line, well, I shouldn't even say that. It's a hybrid of Brady Brassard, Jefferson Dahl, and A.J. White. Right now, the Steelheads have three players that not only are trusted defensively, but all three of them are centermen. So if anyone thrown out of the faceoff, the Steelheads have Brady Brassard and A.J. White are also capable of doing it. But right now it'll be Spencer Asachuk and Jefferson Dahl with 1:05 left in the third period. Faceoff to DeRosier's right. And off the faceoff, Steelheads win it. Baldwin rims it around the boards, and it comes out to center. Aaron Roy will have to chase it back into his own zone with 1 minute left in Game 7. Steelheads trying to hang on. Makowski at his own blue line sends it ahead. Here comes Piero Zabatel. Dropped it for Schmier, left circle. He'll send it behind the net. Now Piero Zabatel left corner, feeds it out to the blue line. Here's Makowski left point. Walks the blue line, wrist shot down low, deflection save made to Rosier, and the rebound cleared away. Brassard has it, out to the neutral zone. Here comes Dahl. A 2-on-1 with the net empty. Jefferson Dahl scores! Jefferson Dahl to the empty net, puts it away. Seconds left in Game 7. Will, I've seen this building more full than this. I don't know if I've ever heard it louder than this in the 3 years I've been here.
Brian, I tell you what, in this scenario, is there a better guy to score that goal and send the Steelheads on to the next round for the first time since 2014 than the guy that sports the C on his sweater, Jefferson Dahl? He's done so much for this organization. What a goal.
Jefferson Dahl, who missed games 1 and 2 of this series as he was playing in the AHL with the Cleveland Monsters. His return to this series was certainly a turning point prior to Game 3. And he hits the empty net with 31.8 seconds left in the third period, and the Steelheads still with a little work to do. But they appear set to join a very exclusive club. Just the second team in ECHL history to come back from a 3-0 series deficit and win. Everyone on their feet at CenturyLink Arena as the puck is dropped. And it's controlled by the Americans. It's Roy over the red line as Jefferson Dahl gets his first goal of the playoffs. 20 seconds left as the puck behind the Idaho net. Steelheads trying to work it up the near wall. Now it's played out to the neutral zone, rolling towards the empty net. This one will go in as well. And that will certainly do it. Jack Nevins from his own zone hits the empty net from distance. And with 10 seconds left, the Idaho Steelheads will book their flights to Colorado. Jack Nevins finishing off the hard work below the goal line by Charlie Dodaro. And for Connor Chatham, he's there at the end just for the celebration. Face-off won by the Steelheads. The puck controlled by the Americans. 5 seconds left on the clock. The comeback is complete. The Idaho Steelheads will storm the Eagles' nest. They head to the second round for the first time since 2014. They'll head to Colorado. The second team in ECHL history to overcome a 3-0 series deficit. The Steelheads get it done. And if history is any omen, that Cincinnati Cyclones team in 2010, they overcame a 3-0 series deficit. They won a Kelly Cup. The Idaho Steelheads have a long way to go before then, but they get through step one and hand the Allen Americans just their second playoff series loss in the last 17 series. As the teams will meet at center ice for the handshake, and I'll tell you what, Will, for the Idaho Steelheads, this was a battle, and there were a lot of people, and understandably so, that left them for dead a week ago. Neil Graham, head coach, has earned his first playoff series victory as a head coach, and it's one I'm sure he won't forget anytime soon.
The resolve, the toughness of this bench shines through in the end. Mental toughness, grit, you name it. They get it done in the end. What a win, Brian.
The Idaho Steelheads winning their first Game 7 in the ECHL era. They are now 4-1 in winner-take-all playoff games. And for the players, you know what? You want to win in the first round. You want to win in the playoffs. Well, that's a given. This was a special way to do it, and you can tell for these players, their performance in Game 6 really shone through the confidence level that they had coming into this Game 7, and they played a perfect Game 7.
They really did. Got things going right from the get-go. Got off to a great start. Scored first for a second game in a row. That kind of set the stage for the Steelheads. What a win, what a series.
And Neil Graham and Ever Sheen, they march off the ice. More business to be handled. They're looking straight ahead to Colorado as the Steelheads salute their fans, and there will be more hockey this spring as the Idaho Steelheads rattle off 4 straight wins. And now their attention shifts to the Colorado Eagles in round 2 of the Mountain Division Final. Let's throw it over to public address announcer Britt Talbert with tonight's CenturyLink 3 Stars.